Welcome to a project review video. Today, I'm talking about a personal project of mine using the Godot game engine. This project is essentially, it's a slice of life game with a map that I made a while ago with a couple of functionalities. So you have a main character, collisions, so you cannot walk through these gravel walls, and then there's water that you can't walk into, and there's fishing off the bridge, but we'll get to that later. We have, in terms of code, a lot of this is just logic, but the code begins down here with player.cs. So the player.cs file, if I could expand that a little bit more, it has, in the beginning, it calls all of these from different codes, etc. So then we have, at the beginning, it has character animations, a timer, an alert, and the alert visible, which I'll also get to in a moment. So the way it works is it has a public override of physics process, which this is a timer that happens every single frame to help with physics. So then there's the UI select and can fish. What UI select is a space bar. If you're standing at the right space is what can fish is, and then it will run fish attempt, but we'll get to that in a moment. So vector to direction will use UI left, right, up, and down, which is WASD, and then it will move here according to those. And then there's update sprite, which does the same, and will apply that movement. And then it has move and slide. So then we have fish attempt, which was called by the spacebar input. So this will put it in the console that there was an attempt. And then it will start a timer between 1 and 5 seconds to make the game a little more random. And then it will play the animation for fishing. Then it will start the mini game at the end of the 5-second timer. And then it will start another timer, and it will give you a 1 second timer to, well, it's like a reaction timer. If you press the spacebar within that second, then it will land the fish and add it to your score. And then we have the times here where it resets it, and then sets another timer, lots of timers, to ensure that the animation plays out properly. Then we have update sprite, which if the character is walking, it will play walking animation, and if it isn't, it will idle. And then here we have on timer timeout, which this is something that the code is broken on and still is, so the timers don't function as they should, and that's something I could not figure out in the allotted 20 hours I've spent on this. But then if you're on the dock, it will say in the output bar that you are able to fish in that area, and out when you're not. The rest of this is like a dock process alert. These just have to exist to pass data over to player.cs. So we can run this real quick. Here we have our output project. So we have the idle animation of our fisherman. He can walk down, and he has backwards animations that go both ways. Up here, there's a little cottage. It's very nice. And notice how we cannot walk off these edges. And then we can go down here, and I can move this over slightly so you can see the output field. So we collide with all water except for on this bridge. And when you reach the end of the bridge, it says in, which means that you can fish, and then out when you're not at the right spot. So this means that it is able to fish. So a problem I ran into during this is that the clock child node does not work properly. So when you do try to fish, this is the result. Our game freezes there. And yeah, just like that. So the issue is with, if we go to our main scene, if we go to our character body scene, which just has all of our things in it, this timer function does not do what it should, and I have no clue why, and I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out why. Anyways, thank you, and thank you for watching, and that is my project.